Now, dear students, chapter number 10, light, reflection and refraction. And today we have the topic for the revision, that is refraction. And generally, what is refraction? As the ray of the light is traveling from one medium to another medium, so it deviates from its path. So it's a general that mean defined we have, or the phenomena of the bending of the light whenever it moves from one optical medium to another optical medium. And there are the several examples of the refraction in the daily life. You can visualize them very simply. As I am just taking the one of the glass of the water in front of you, okay, and I am just showing the one of the lemon to you. So normal size of the lemon you can see in the air. Now whenever I am just putting the lemon inside the water and you are just watching from the outside, so what actually you are just getting that huge size of the lemon from the outside you are getting. So it is due to the phenomena of the refraction you have. Okay, now another one object you can take inside the water, so you will get the bigger size of the lemon or the any kind of the object. So it is a live application of the refraction. And somehow you are just putting the one of the pencil or one of the scale inside the water, so you will see that there is a little bit bending of the this scale inside the water whenever you are watching it from the outside. So this is the other example. So still you are not that mean watching very clearly, but you can do it by your own in the inside the glass. So this is a live example of the refraction. Okay, and generally we can take the more example in front of you. Okay, so on the pen or paper, that how can we show the refraction? So I am just taking one of the diagram in front of you, that ray of the light in the diagram first. This is the diagram number first, and this is the diagram number second. And here we have the medium 1 and medium 2. Okay, now rays incidenting at the point of incidence from medium 1 to interface surface of medium 2. Okay, now somehow it can be bent toward the normal whenever it just incident just coming to the another medium. So bend towards the normal. So for the simplicity we are just putting the arrow towards the normal, and somehow it can move away from the normal. So I am just putting the ray little bit deviate from the normal. So these phenomena take place whenever we are just taking the ray of the light from one medium to another. Now what are the simply indications we have? This one is called the incident ray, and the line which we have draw, suppose this one is the A, this one is the B, and this one is the C. So BO is called the normal, and the another one section, that OC, is called the refracted ray. So this is the general representation of the refraction on the paper. And basically there are the two laws we have of the refraction. That first law we have the incident ray, normal, and the refracted ray all lie in the same plane. And second law, that is called the Snell's law, which we have to be discussed here. So dear students, we have the first law, incident ray, normal, and the refracted ray all lie in the same plane. And now we will discuss the Snell's law. So what actually state the Snell's law? The ratio of sine of angle I to sine of angle R is equal to relative refractive index. Okay, so here we have used the, that mean we should write the mathematical statement. So we are using the we are taking the help of this basic diagram through which we can easily write the Snell's law. Okay, so I think up to this you have gone through the trigonometrical that mean identity that we are just taking the six angles, that is sine cos tan cot sec cosec. Okay, so whenever we are just taking the ratio of the sides of a triangle, so we are just getting the sine, and sine is the that basically perpendicular upon sine theta can be denoted as a perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So generally we are just writing that sine I upon sine r, that is equal to the relative refractive index. So how this relation is coming, we can go through it. So first we have to be discuss the meaning of the refractive index in front of you. So what actually the refractive index, or it having the another name, that is called the optical density. Optical density. Okay, so optical density, or the ABSO, absolute refractive index. So whenever we are just comparing the refractive index of the medium with respect to air or the vacuum, so this is an consideration of the absolute refractive index of the optical density, and generally it tells about the medium, that in how much quantity it can bend the light as per its refractive index. So first we have to be taken the examples of the rarer medium. So generally we are using the rarer medium, that which does not affect the velocity of the light. So we have the two types of the medium, that is called the air or the vacuum. Vacuum, this is the meaning. And the denser medium, so we have the several denser medium, those are given inside our book, and we have discussed them. That mean glass, water, diamond, kerosene. These are the some examples of the denser medium, those are available for us inside our book, and the table is the given. And the glass having the refractive index. Now first we should discuss it. So by an formula, the refractive index can be state and symbolic notation, which I am taking here, that is called the n. Okay, so different notification different symbol can be there, but we are using the meaning of the n here. So simply it's a ratio of the velocity of light in air to velocity of light in medium. Velocity of light in medium, in which the ray of the light is traveling from air to medium. So this is the general formula, and one of the two basic information about the refractive index, that what are the unit and the time unit. So what is the unit? So simply it is a ratio. So refractive index having the no unit, students. So it is a one of the important fact you must learn about it, because it's a simply the ratio. And someone is asking that represent the velocity of the light in the reference of the refractive index of the medium. So velocity of the light in the medium, we are using the general mathematics. Now we are just making the cross multiplication. Okay, so we are just putting the refractive index in the denominator part. Okay, refractive index, that is called the n. Okay, and the velocity of light in air. So I am just saying that if a medium having its own refractive index, so in the reference of its refractive index, it reduces the velocity of the light in that portion. Okay, so one or the two questions which we have given inside our book, that what does it mean if a medium having its refractive index. Okay, now one of the question that is given inside our book, that question is that if diamond having Ri 2.42, then what does it mean? What does it mean? So it's simply mean that in the reference of the refractive index, it will affect the velocity of the light. So we are just using the simplest formula, refractive index, that is velocity of light in air to velocity of light in medium, and we have to be asked that velocity of light in medium, that refractive index into velocity of light in air. So what actually we are using, velocity of light in medium, that is 1 upon 2.42 times into velocity of light in air, that is 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second. So definitely on behalf of the condition of the refractive index, each and every medium will having the ability will have the ability to reduce the velocity of the light in air. Okay, so this is the general that mean explanation of that question we have. Now we will talk about the relative refractive index. So here we are using the identity of the Snell's law. Snell's law saying that if we are just making the product of the sine of angle of I and the concerned medium having the refractive index, suppose the medium 1 having the refractive index that is n1, that is equal to the constant. And in the another medium, if you are just taking in which the ray is traveling, that sine r into n2, that is also equal to the constant. So both can be the equal. This is the, suppose this one is the equation number 1 and this one is the equation number 2. So both are equal to the constant, so the 1 can be equal to the 2. So we are just making the relation that sine I into n1, students, sine r into n2. So we are just using the ratio of the sin I to sin r, students, that is n2 upon n1. That is n2 upon n1 can be state n2 1. Okay, so this relation having the several that mean physical significance. So one by one we are discussing them. Generally the n to 1 state, relative refractive index of medium second with respect to 1, okay, this is the physical significance. Okay, now we can twist it this one that mean formula. So how can we change out this one formula? So I can write the formula in the different manner. Suppose n to 1, that is we have the general implementation, that is n2 upon n1, and we are representing the refractive index, that mean n2 in the absolute part. So I am just writing the n2 that like velocity of light in air to velocity of light in medium 2. This is the absolute representation of the refractive index. Now n1, that is velocity of light in air to velocity of light in medium 1. So we know that easily we can cancel out the velocity of light in air to velocity of light in air. Okay, so we are just getting the modification of the formula in the reference of v1 upon v2. So what actually the v1? v1 is the velocity of light in medium 1 and v2 is the velocity of the light in medium 2. So easily we can state that sin I upon sin r, that is equal to n2 upon n1, that is equal to the n to 1, that is the ratio of the velocity of light in medium 1 to 2. And here we have to be pay the attention from where to where light is moving. So the light is moving from medium 1 to 2. Okay, so where it is bending we are not discussing here. Now further we can make the changes in the formula. So in the 9th class, students, we have gone through the relation between the velocity of the wave, frequency and the wavelength. So we are using the formula here. So whenever the ray of the light is traveling from one medium to another medium, its frequency does not change because it depends upon the characteristics of the source. So further we are just getting the meaning, that is lambda 1 upon lambda 2. So this is the huge reference formula. So whatever the query we are getting, so we can solve it. So further I am saying that Snell's law sin I upon sin r, that is equal to the n2 upon n1, that is n2 1, that is equal to the v1 upon v2, students, that is equal to the lambda 1 upon lambda 2. Somehow we have given the meaning of that n1 2. So simply the representation of that relative refractive index of medium first with respect to medium second. So this is the general representation of this hypothesis. Okay, and simply we can go through it somehow. The ray is moving from medium 2 to medium 1. Medium 2, suppose this one is the medium 2 and this one is a medium 1 we have. So easily we can go through the formula. So we are just saying the ray is incidenting on a surface with the angle of the eye. Okay, so easily we can write the relative refractive index of medium 1 to 2. So we are just using the concept, and somehow the where the ray is moving we don't know. Suppose this one is the r and this is the representation, this is the o. So easily we can go with the formula, that is sine of angle of I, and the concerned medium having its own refractive index, that is n2, and this one is the n1. So sine I into n2, that is equal to sine r into n1, and sine I upon sin r, that is equal to n1 upon n2. So simply we are just getting the representation, that is n12, and in the part of the velocities we can say that the velocity, that is v2 upon v1, that is equal to the lambda 2 upon lambda 1. So it is the general physical significance of the n12 we have on behalf of the relative refractive index. Now one of the another interesting thing about the relative refractive index, that no unit, no unit, okay, because it is although the ratio of the two refractive indexes. So this is the general representation of the relative refractive index. Now dear students, we have the another one point in this topic, that is called the why the ray of the light bend towards the normal or away from the normal. So how can we give the prediction that why it is bending towards the normal and away from the normal? So how can we write the answer? The general prediction, that we are just writing the Snell law at this interface surface. Suppose this one is the medium 1 having the refractive index n1, this one is the medium 2 having the refractive index n2. Okay, so easily you must able to write the Snell's law, so it will be easier to resolve the problems. Okay, so we are just writing that concerned medium having the sine of angle of I. Okay, you are just getting that sine I, and in the medium the refractive index is n1. Now sine r in the next medium, that is n2, is a second medium refractive index. So we are just writing that sine I upon sine r, that is equal to the n2 upon n1, and even we will know that the velocity of light, that v1 to v2. So from where you are just coming, you can make the that mean understanding. Now suppose we have given the relation, that is we are just assuming that n2 greater than n1. So I have just told to you that the refractive index simply indicate that on behalf of the value of the refractive index, that in how much quantity it will restrict the velocity of the light. Obviously here just we are taking the condition that n2 greater than n1, so medium n2 will restrict the velocity of the light. So in this condition, whenever the ray is moving from medium 1 to 2, so we are just getting what? Obviously v2 will be less than compared to the v1, or we can say that v1 is greater than v2. So we are just using this one relation by the help of the mathematics. So easily we can say that the value of the I should be greater to r. To fulfill this relation, the ray should be traveled towards the normal. Okay, so that's why the meaning of the I will greater compared to the r. So this is the general, that mean representation of that problem, and why it is moving away. So this one is the first part, that regards towards the normal. Okay, now we are just completing the second one part, that is called the away. How can we say that? And somehow we have given the condition that in this question, suppose someone is saying that n1 greater than n2. So what will happen, students? Same ratio we are just getting from this diagram, sin I upon sin r, that is equal to the n2 upon n1, n21, that is sorry, n2 upon n1, that can be stated in the term of the velocity, that is v1 upon v2. So how we are just using this one concept, if someone is saying that n1 is greater than n2, student, so by the help of this relation we can give the answer. If n1 is greater than n2, so definitely v2 is greater than v1. If the v2 is greater than v1, that means r greater than I. To fulfill this relation, we should move away the ray from the normal. So how can you trace the diagram? So the ray you will incident on a point of incidence, and you are just making the away of or deviation of the ray away from the normal. So this one is the meaning of the, that mean angle I, this one is the r. Okay, so this is the method to give the logical answer of these problems. Now here I am just also including the meaning that state the condition of no refraction. Now what are the such type of the condition in which no refraction take place? So first condition that I am showing to you, if the both the medium having the same type of the refractive index, suppose this one is the n1 and this one is n2, and ray is incidenting on the surface, this one is the angle I, and the ray is moving Okay, and we are just getting there is a no kind of the deviation of the ray, so it will move very much straight. So angle I will be the R. So how it is possible? So we are just writing that sin I to sin R, that is equal to n2 upon n1. Okay, that is equal to n21, or whatever writing you are first or second. Okay. Now somehow if condition is given that n1 is equal to n2 for the both the medium, so we are just putting here, so we are just getting sin I upon sin R, that is equal to 1 upon 1. It implies that sin I upon sin I is equal to sin R. So in this condition no refraction will take place. Okay, the ray will move very much straight as whatever the angle it is coming, so it move undeviate in the second medium. So it is one of the condition we have. What is the second condition we have? Okay. Ray falling normally to the surface, for which angle I is equal to 0 from the normal. So whenever we are just getting putting this one condition, sin I upon sin R, that is equal to the relative refractive index, that suppose that n2 upon n1. So if the I is equal to 0, then R will be the 0. So what kind of the diagram we will put here? So easily we can draw this one diagram. The ray is normal to the surface, so angle I is equal to 0 here we have, so angle R will also be the 0. So this one is a medium 1 and this one is a medium 2 and this one is a interface surface. Interface surface. So this is the general explanation of the refraction on behalf of the several that mean points we have included. So today we have discussed the refraction thoroughly, and you are able to do the questions those are given inside our book. Now still the subscription is very less, so please subscribe the channel, so you will get the automatic indication that we have uploaded the video, and go through the revision, so it will make the help to you to attempt the MCQ questions. Okay, thank you everyone.